Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Tanay from Junior Programmer and you are watching a Pycharm tutorial for beginners. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. Now, I am sure that as a beginner, you must be thinking that what is a Pycharm and why we are using it for programming. So let me get into this. Basically, Pycharm is an IDE which has a full form of an integrated development environment, or in simple words, we can just call it as a programming editor, which helps us to analyze our code, debugging, testing, and all the other stuff that we are gonna talk later in this video. In short, it's gonna save you a much time. But it's not compulsory to download Pycharm while coding. There are many other platforms available that you can download, like you can download the Visual Studio Code, Spider, Eclipse, and many more. But honestly talking, I feel more comfortable using Pycharm because it represents our code in a systematic manner and provides us a very useful functions compared to others. So let's go ahead. Basically, in the last video, we saw that how we can download Pycharm in any PC for free. And if you want to see that, go and check it out in my description. So here I have opened my Pycharm as an administration, and let me tell you, if you have just downloaded it and didn't use it, the screen will look like this. So on the left hand side you will see your recent projects, like my project was named as Hangman, and right below that there is also your project location, like my project is saved in Pycharm projects, then it's Hangman or it's a simply name. Then moving to the right side under a Pycharm logo or name, there is also a Pycharm version, like mine is 2020.2. Then moving to the downside, the first line is of new projects, where you can create n number of new projects, and that we are gonna do later in this video, so stay tuned. Then there is also option for opening a file in your PC, and it can be any type of file. Below that you can see an option named Get from Version Control, which allows us to open any repository with the help of URL and takes us to GitHub. But it's definitely not for beginners, so we'll skip that. So right after that, in a downside, there are two settings options like configuration, which shows us plugin settings, export settings, import settings, and many more, but others are not necessary for beginners. And last we have option get help from JetBrains to know something about the Pycharm. Now moving to the new project option, we'll create a new project, and now it's up to you that where you want to save your project. Like you can directly name it whatever you want, or you can also browse from your PC where you want to save it. Here I want to tell you that the file in which you will save your project, the same name will come for your project. So I will save my default name for project, which is Python project 6. After that you can see two options for interpreter. Okay, so what is an interpreter? Basically it's a program that reads and executes our code, and obviously for that you need to download Python in your PC from python.org. So if you want to download it, go and check it out. My last video link is in the description. So back to the topic. After naming your project, you can choose a new interpreter, either choose your existing. Again, in first option you have to locate the interpreter in your PC and put some more info, but mine is already done, so I'll go for existing one. That is Python 3.8. Yeah, it's a 3.8, but yours can be different. It depends upon the version and all this stuff. And as a beginner, we'll also create a main.py welcome script. So all good, let's create it. It's loading, and yep, it's done. So here it is. After creating a new project, the screen will look like this. On the upper side there is a bar. Honestly talking, this bar contains very basic settings, like when you will go to file, it shows about saving, creating, closing, opening, and many more functions about the project and other basic settings, which I am sure if you read you'll understand it. Then it's edit. Here you can edit your project or file. It's all about the cut, paste and more. Then right below that there are functions for your code format, like you can join the lines or duplicate and the other stuff. After that there is a view, navigate, run command and help, which are damn easy to understand. Again, in the left side, there are three options. The first one is our project name, and it shows the file, like this project contains one file, and there can be many such files. Below that, there is an external library. Library is a reusable set of code created by others which we can add easily with this option. It's most powerful function for beginners and also my favorite, which we can use when we are working on project and came with idea of other project. So here we can save it. As we are done with our project details, we'll close it. Yeah, moving in the middle, the blue underline shows our current project, or you can say the current file name. Basically, we can call files as sub-projects because every project contains many such files. To create a new file, go and click on the File option on upper left side. Then click on New option. After that, select the type of file you want. Like I want to create a Python file and name it as practice. And yeah, it's done. As our practice file is done, now we'll open and write a simple code like we'll write, print hello world. All good. Now coming to the point that how to run a particular code. So right click on the run option and your code will display downside. Like my answer is hello world. So once you know how to run, we'll move to debugging. Basically debugging is a process of detecting and removing of errors. So it's the most powerful function in all of the IDEs including Pycharm. To do it practically, we'll create very basic program named age detection, which will ask your age, and if your age is below 50, it will tell you are young. But if your age is above 50, it will tell you a old person. But to try debugging, we'll create some errors like I will remove integer function and some brackets at the end. And now we'll debug it. When we type our answer, it will move to the debug. And here you can see exceptions like not supported between of integer and string, and that's the problem in our code. So now we can edit it. Like age is a number, so we'll put a integer function and brackets and the at the end. There, yeah, and we'll run it, and when we answer a question like I'm 16, it shows our result. There is also a shortcut available in upper right side for running and debugging, and that's the easy way for doing. In lower left side, there are 3 to 4 options. The first one is of running that we have seen already. After that, it's to do in which we can add comments, but it's not that useful. Instead, we can add hashtag while coding in front of sentence, and it will not run but save as comment. Like I'll delete this and write junior programmer as a comment and add hashtag to it, so it will not run, instead will save as a comment. Next is problem option, which tells us problems in our code with the help of symbol, and it's almost same as debugging. So next is terminal, which acts like a command prompt for programming. Like I will write pip install pygame. So mine is showing requirement is already satisfied as I have already downloaded it. So it's very important. And at last we have console, which we can call a small Python idle, like type hello world with quotation marks and press enter. Yeah, it's done. So we'll close it. As a beginner, you should have some shortcut for Pycharm. So I'll give it in the description, go and check it out. So that's all for today, and at last I want to tell you, when you learn Pycharm, it will surely save a lots of time while coding. You just have to play around it and you will learn it easily. So see you in the next video. Till that, bye bye.